This is the President's Award Trophy. In 2017, March, Mr. Kenneth Kwan invited me to APSS. I'm going to mention a lot of people, but wait till the last name, that's the President's Award. And what Kenneth didn't know is that I was carrying a lot of baggages as I entered APSS. Because I lost my job, which is seriously not a big deal. Lots of people lose their job. But more importantly, I lost my sense of self-respect. I came from a good school, and when my classmates were surgeons, chief of Air Force, principals, they asked me to come out and meet them. To be very honest, I felt like, no thanks. I'm not going to talk about property, stocks. At the time, I was thinking of selling my public housing in Singapore. It's called HDB. And I was thinking maybe I need to borrow money to feed my children. So when Kenneth invited me to APSS, I was carrying a huge burden. And can you imagine, just look around you. These are very, very successful people. Right? They dress well, they speak well, they look like supermodels. And I felt I didn't belong. So I told Kenneth, sorry, I didn't want to continue coming to APSS. But he was very persistent. He kept saying, please, come and help us. We want to raise funds for single mothers. Right? He used all sorts of hooks. And I continued coming. He's very good in sales. But the burden continued. It was invisible, but it was there. Every month I had to pay, at the time, $45. Nowadays it's $65, $75. But can you imagine a guy who lost his job, who has to feed 3 children? $45 per month is a lot of money. And the associate membership was $270 per year. I know to a lot of you it's like nothing, like just one meal. One meal is $270. But to me it was a lot. I didn't tell Kenneth at the time, but it was a lot. It was very painful. So I had this burden which became a filter. Every time someone asked for money, like for example, our dear Secretary Irene has been serving APSS faithfully for so many uncountable years. And each time she sent me a link and said, Eugene, can you pay up? Wow. It felt like it was taking money away from me. Money that I could use to pay for basic groceries for my children. And the time, every month I had to go to a fancy hotel, and to be honest, I had to pretend to be happy. I was a drama actor when I was in high school, so I looked happy. Very few people knew I was unhappy. I could say, hey, hello, how are you? Oh yes, yeah, Super Bernie. I remember Christian Chow said, wow, you're Mr. Super Bernie. I couldn't believe it. Like a legend. Right? A Hall of Fame recognized me. So I shake hands, hi, wow, you're Christian. Wow, all you are so amazing. But I had this filter. And I was thinking to myself, I could spend this time at home with my family. I could spend this time setting up more resumes so that I can feed my family. But something just kept pulling me to APSS over and over again. My logic told me, Eugene, save money, save time, do something productive so that you can earn money. Maybe drive Grab. In Singapore we have this Uber-like service called Grab, and at least I knew if I continued driving day after day, I could count that I earned $600 today. But each time I came to APSS, I just spent and spent. And the worst of all, this filter, let me see all of you was thinking, I am a personal branding champion. I'm about to write a book called Super Branding. And then suddenly there's this guy called Chow. He already published thousands of books called Personal Branding 247. How dare he? Where are you? I can help. How dare he? And at the time he didn't know me yet. I knew him because I was trying to track my competitors. Who is going to take my brand away? Who's going to steal my client? So on the outside, I was smiling, shaking hands, and looking, but inside I was thinking, I want to be better than all of you. I knew it wasn't healthy. I was seeing a therapist at the time for anger management, for depression. But I needed to keep my family. So I remember approaching Andrew and saying, hey Andrew, I noticed that we are in the same field. We have the same topic. If you don't mind, can you come and speak at my event called Super Branding? If he had viewed me as a competitor, then the answer is a clear no. Are you crazy? We are both speaking about the same topic. Why would I want to speak at your event? It doesn't make any sense at all. Do you think Andrew said yes or no?
Yes.
I guess all of you know Andrew and the spirit of APSS very well. I'll keep you in suspense for now. I just want to say that as I kept coming, and a lot of you, first time to an APSS event, right? And can you just show off it's first time to APSS event? I want to encourage you to keep coming. At first, it feels odd. It feels like I don't belong here. I'm not a professional speaker yet. I still have a full-time job. Or I'm just a corporate trainer for the government. But I feel very uncomfortable in a room full of foreigners. That was exactly my filter. But I want to thank Mr. Ron Kaufman. He co-founded APSS 23 years ago. Time flies. And because of his generosity, his spirit of service, his constantly attending, giving back, walking around his estate with a lot of members. Who has walked with Ron before? Who has walked with Ron before? Can we all give Ron a round of applause? You know, I used to work in a bank before I got let go, and people didn't behave this way. You know, when I wanted to meet someone for coffee, they would be thinking, what's your agenda? What are you trying to get from me? But Ron didn't give me this feeling. He gives me a feeling like he's my spiritual father. He asks me, how's my family? How's my marriage? How's my children? He hugs me, he gives me advice. And not just Ron. A lot of legends here, too many to name. I was attempting to name every single one, but really it's a lot of legends here. Gave me your time when I was feeling low. And some of you even paid for my meals, paid for my coffee, knowing that I was retrenched and I was broke. So you know who you are because you walked with me, you had meals with me. Can we all now give a round of applause for all the legends in this room? The past presidents, the CSPs, the Hall of Fame, the founders of APSS. I feel like all of you are angels. When I most needed you, you were there for me. And because of your role modeling, because of your leadership, I changed my filter. I realized that I have the power to change my perspective anytime I wanted. So I made a decision. I will continue coming to APSS. And just like Mr. Liu Yuan Kai, I will continue serving. And just like Chow, I will continue leading. I will continue giving suggestions. I will continue to give back to younger speakers. And then I realized this is not a burden at all. to rest. APSS is such a beautiful place. Those who have been in APSS for more than 2 years and you can feel it, that is such a wonderful family. Can you raise your hand? Look around you, look around you. These are very famous, successful thought leaders, corporate leaders, coaches, speakers, trainers, and yet all of them chose to continually come and mentor younger speakers. And I decided, this is my family. This is my tribe. I want to continue coming. Yes, it does take time away from my family, from my business, but no, it is not scarcity. It is abundance. This is a place that gives me a lot of endorphin, dopamine, oxytocin. Oh, oxytocin. APSS loves to hug. Who loves to hug? Hug each other. I tell you, I wasn't used to it. I'm a typical Singaporean guy. You know, some people will call me Abe, Ase, Achukang, but I don't like to hug. Even shaking hands, our wrist is a bit limp. But APSS loves to hug. And I just want to tell you honestly, thank you for all your hug. You have helped me recover from depression. And not just emotional mental health. You have helped me find confidence to earn more money. Whenever I spend time and money at APSS, I am not taking away my money. No. Every $45, $65, $75, or even like convention, right? Spending hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars is a way to exercise my muscle. It's a way to enhance my skills. And because of your generosity, I can improve my competency. And finally, APSS is a room full of giants for me to stand on your shoulders. Thank you sincerely to allow me to stand on your shoulders. And right now I want to very gladly, joyfully, with great honor and privilege, announce the President's Award. I wish I could give to a lot of you over the past 9 years, but tonight I will specifically name one. This giant came into my life, spoke at my event, and when I said, here is half the profit, he said, no. I know what happened to you, please keep the money. What's going on? His behavior is completely different from a banker. Right? He doesn't count the ROI, the dollars and cents. He's kind and generous. And last July, when I was elected as the president, he immediately called me and said, let me know what I can do now. And he used his AI expertise to convert our Amplify Growth booklet into a trackable AI app. And as if that is not enough, we sat down and said, hey, let's do something for the certified speaking professionals. Because a lot of them have outgrown the monthly programming. What shall we do for them? And he told me, Eugene, leave it to me. I will run multiple AI master classes for them. And as if that's not enough, he started going into homes to sit down with 5, 6 CSPs, PMs to help them with their AI mastery, AI app. And as if that's not enough, he started raising funds from those CSPs and PMs. And in total, just within a short span of time, he raised $4,500 for APSS. Thank you for your generosity. And one final note, and I'm going to announce his name, and I believe all of you already know who he is. One final note that allows me to stand on the shoulder of this giant is that he is already busy, he's already tired, but he knows that there's a few more months to go to my presidency, and he reached out again. He said, Eugene, please allow me to spend time to help the AMs, associate members, grow to become the PMs. And who are AMs who have benefited from this generous mentor whom I shall name soon? And as if it's not enough, just now he grabbed me, he said, Eugene, we haven't stopped yet. I'm going to run masterclasses and mentorship to help the PMs become CST. Please, dear friends, dear legends, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, please join me in this standing ovation, because this man deserves our respect. The President's Award 2026, and I shall name it the Abundance Award 2026, Mr. Andrew